So I'm back. Been gone for a while. A lot of things happen in life. Before I talk about any of that, I do want to give that update later on. But first, I want to go through all my Blu-rays. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I'm going to talk about all the Blu-rays and DVDs I have. I've had a bunch of hauls recently that I have not filmed the results of or during them either. I'll talk about the movies and what I think of them. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are my wife's, okay? So we're not going to talk about that, but basically, let's start with one of my most prized possessions. I still haven't taken it out of the plastic. It's 12 Angry Men. I think this movie doesn't really need much of an introduction, but basically what makes this special is that not only is it on Blu-ray, but it's part of the Criterion Collection. They're known for, doing a really, really good job of not only making it a good Blu-ray, but also packing it full of special features, and they're pretty much considered a collector's item for anybody that, collects Blu-rays. 13 Hours. This is a very, very good movie about the soldiers of Benghazi, the 13 hours where they were defending the embassy. It actually has Jim in it from The Office. He does a really good job, and I think it was the first time that he just had this transformation that he could, be really built and it made sense in this role. So really, really cool movie. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite Michael Bay films. And also it's on Steelbook. So I try my best to get Steelbooks when I can. 99% of these movies are pretty much from Goodwill or antique stores. So I probably found this, I don't remember, but probably in some vintage shop somewhere. A 1408. Haven't taken this out of the plastic either, actually, which I know I'm bad. It was available on streaming somewhere, which the last time I watched it, but if you have not seen this movie, highly recommend it. 500 Days of Summer, something my wife wanted to watch, and I'll probably watch it at some point. I haven't seen it, but heard good things about it. Two Guns. Seems like a movie I'd like. Haven't watched it. I think I found this for like 25 cents at a flea market. But I really like Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington, so I figured I'd enjoy this. Okay, this is probably my most prized possession, or at least one of them. Obviously, I did not buy this because I'm too much of a cheapskate to buy a full-price 4K Blu-ray, but James Cameron has recently been remastering all his old movies on 4K. This movie in particular, I believe, has a little bit of a better 4K transfer onto the disc than the other ones. Never watch T2 on 4K unless you want to hate your life. But this, I think, came out pretty good. Haven't opened it yet, but I definitely intend to. Just got a new 4K Blu-ray player as well, so I'm excited to watch it on there. Just going to pull these all out because these are all the same series. Got the Alien films. So definitely a lot missing. We got the first one. Probably my second favorite next to Aliens, just ever so slightly, both perfect movies. And then Alien 3, a little bit more of a guilty pleasure. A lot of people don't like this movie. I do like it, actually, but I recognize the issues it has, and it's obviously not even close to the first two. But I didn't feel a need to have Alien Resurrection. I don't like that movie at all. I don't find it even a little bit endearing like Alien 3. And then I also don't have the new ones yet. Romulus is on the way. I did find a deal on that. And Covenant as well, but I don't have those yet. Which Romulus, by the way, you definitely should watch it. Anyone that's a fan of the originals. American Hustle, definitely enjoy this one from time to time. Not something I rewatch a whole lot. American Sniper, really good movie. Yeah, not much of an intro here. Clint Eastwood film, Bradley Cooper. Super big when it came out. Great on Blu-ray. Watch it occasionally. Anchorman movies, I've actually never been big on these, but I think at a flea market I found this Steelbook. It's kind of cool, and it has the first two films. I don't know if there's any more after that, but I never thought they were like super funny or anything, but I kind of had to get it. I think I probably paid $1 for that. Okay, I'm going to have to speed it up a little bit, or this is going to take forever. Argo, really good film, one of my favorite Ben Affleck films. Watched it in school in a film class, which I'm surprised we were allowed to watch this at the time, but this movie helped me get really into films and the way they're made and how they, create tension and everything. I did a whole school report on it at the time, and I don't know, it's a cool memory. It's pretty cool. Atlas Shrugged. I like the message of the movie. I think I just didn't like the movie itself very much. Okay, we got the Avatars. So Avatar 1, I have the basic Blu-ray. Really, really enjoy this film. I feel like recently Avatar, maybe it's because it's been more than 10 years, but it's fallen out of favor with people. A lot of people talk about how it's, superficial, things like that. For me personally, and I'm trying not to sound like a James Cameron fanboy, but I think it's really, really rewatchable. I don't take it too seriously. I look at it as pure escapism, and I really enjoy that. And then the second one, to give people credit, I do agree that it kind of took the story in a weird direction, but again, from an escapism perspective and just the technology to create this film, definitely enjoyed it at the time in the theater. But to be honest, I haven't really felt like rewatching it. I haven't been in the mood, but I did, before Best Buy stopped selling Blu-rays, I got it on Steelbook for a really good deal. I think at the time they were getting rid of all of them, and I got it here. Avengers Endgame, really good movie. Didn't like it as much as Infinity War or really the other Avengers movies either, but definitely still a great finale to the 10 years of actually good Marvel movies. You will notice a severe lack of Disney movies, by the way. This is one of the few Disney-owned Blu-rays that I have. Only reason is I had Disney Plus for the longest time, and I felt like it would be wasteful. Recently, we got rid of Disney Plus because I was tired of paying for it, and I realized all of the months I paid for that and Hulu, I probably could have owned all of the Marvel Blu-rays, Star Wars Blu-rays, so I just started collecting these, and I got this for $1 at an antique shop. Aquaman, featuring Amber Heard, everyone's favorite actress. Great film, Amber Heard especially, love her. Joking. Actually, I do like this film, though, and I think it's one of those things where I don't think it's a perfect movie, but kind of like Avatar, I just enjoy watching it just for the spectacle of it. And the second one I have not watched yet, but I probably will at some point. The Babadook. If you are a fan of horror, especially like psychological horror, not just like gore, but more, in your mind kind of thing, you will really enjoy this film. Recently, or I don't know how recently, to be honest, time is passing so fast, but within the past 5 years, I feel like this has gotten a lot more recognition, so you probably heard of it. But if you haven't, because it was a small film at the time, I think from a director in Australia, maybe. I'm trying to remember, but really, really good. I highly recommend this. Watch it every Halloween, pretty much. The Batman. This was one of the best new movies that came out. I did get it on 4K. I did pay for this one, but I got a deal on it at Best Buy on Black Friday, I think for $10. I may have recorded that in a video as well, but I think anybody that's watched the channel, you know my thoughts on Batman. I'm obsessed with Batman, and I think this is probably my favorite Batman film. I know that's saying a lot with the Dark Knight series, but I love this movie so much. Batman Ninja. Have not seen this yet. A coworker of mine at my last job basically said that I need to catch up on all my animated DC films, so I found this on Steelbook for $12 we have a place nearby called The Exchange, and it's pre-owned, but it was in like perfect condition. I thought it looked really cool, so I plan on watching that at some point. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, 4K for some reason. Definitely got it at a flea market somewhere. My wife really likes this movie, and I have not seen it yet, but I watched Mr. Rogers as a kid, so probably will at some point. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, by the way, but it feels like Tom Hanks is in everything that's like portraying an important person or something. It's just been kind of annoying me. Like, I like Tom Hanks, don't get me wrong, he's great, but when it's the same person in all these roles, I don't know why. It takes me out of it for some reason. The Big Lebowski. Love this movie. One of the funniest movies. I rewatch it frequently, and I got it on a really cool limited edition Steelbook. I got it for $18 at the Exchange. That's a little more than I normally pay, but because it's one of my favorites, I had to check that out. Very cool. If you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, just watch it. I don't even need to talk about that. Okay, we're speeding this up even more. Both phenomenal movies. Have not opened this double feature yet. I like when they have these at Walmart, by the way, but both really good. Tears of the Sun, a little more underrated. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite Bruce Willis films. Blade Runner 2049. I enjoyed it. I've actually never been a huge Blade Runner fan, which is surprising because I like sci-fi, but I thought they did a good job on this. I can't say a whole lot about it because, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I enjoyed it. Bohemian Rhapsody. I enjoyed this. It kind of started the whole trend of the really glossy sort of, I don't know, like you're not giving a fair shake to like how the person actually was or portraying them in like the best way possible. Didn't really love that, but enjoyed the film. I know a lot of Queen fans complained. Book of Eli, I normally try to stay away from other regions, region locked Blu-rays, but I think this is a region free. Definitely enjoy these movies as well. The Bourne movies. I love the Bourne trilogy very, very much. I love action movies, but to me, there's something special about these films. I think they balance like every single thing I could want in these kind of movies, and Matt Damon pulls it off. I mean, he's a smaller guy, but everything about his character makes perfect sense. I don't even know which movie's the best. This is the first 3 on Blu-ray right here. Probably Ultimatum for me, the third one, but all of them are phenomenal. And then this one is okay. They made this a while later. It has Jeremy Renner in it. Not a bad film if you're a fan of Bourne already, but I just didn't see the point of it and didn't enjoy it as much as the other 3. Boy in the Striped Pajamas, one of me and my wife's favorites. Really good film, very sad and touching. Braveheart, I don't know how, this makes no sense to me. I mean, it says it right here, but it won so many Oscars, and I still feel like people don't really talk about this movie. I don't know if it has something to do with Mel Gibson and all that crap, but I don't really care. For me, Braveheart is one of the best movies of all time. It won, I think it broke records on how many Oscars it won the year that it came out. I think it returned to theaters, it was so popular. If you haven't seen Braveheart, because I feel like I run into more and more people who have not seen this movie. They'll hear about it and say, oh, is it that 3-hour Viking movie or something? No, watch this movie. It's really good. Yes, it's 3 hours, but it goes really fast. Now, this is one of the most thought-provoking, soul-tearing experiences you could ever have. Captain Underpants. Good film. Coco, really enjoyed this actually. I've been really critical of like recent Pixar films, but Coco is a really good one. Collateral. Okay, I know I said I was gonna go quicker, but 2 seconds. This is one of the best action movies and honestly one of the best roles Tom Cruise has ever been in. He's a villain in this film and he is so good as it, but he never did it again after this. Highly recommend. If you haven't seen Collateral, this is a really, really good film. And it's a Michael Mann movie, probably my favorite Michael Mann movie. Okay, one of my other favorites, my dad always loved these movies and got me into them at a young age. Conan the Barbarian. I love this film. I actually haven't taken this out of the plastic, but the last time I saw it was in theater when it came back, and me and my dad went. It was an awesome time. If you haven't seen the original, watch it. Just prepare yourself for Arnold right in the middle of his bodybuilding career, playing this big barbarian going against James Earl Jones. It's a classic. They don't make movies like this anymore. And it was also, I think it was Arnold's break into movies as well. And then this remake they did later on, I think this is Jason Momoa. I don't even remember. Yeah, it is. It's not good. I don't even know why I own it. Constantine. I did spend $10 on this. I don't know why. I really do enjoy this film. I don't know. I haven't opened this one either. You're going to notice that a lot. I have a lot of Blu-rays and I tend to rewatch like the same ones over and over again. And then I get Blu-rays I'm excited about, and then I don't watch them. It's like a problem that I have. Cowboy Bebop, the complete series. Really enjoy this series. I'm not a huge anime person. I like a few anime series that have been recommended to me over the years, and I watched it. I watched them just to see like if I'll enjoy them. And this was one that was a huge surprise for me. It was highly recommended to me. And this has become one of my favorite series, let alone anime, just in general. This is a really, really good series. It's like a short series, I think, but I've rewatched it a couple times. Don't even bother with the Netflix live action. It's a disgrace against humanity, but this is amazing. The artwork's amazing. The voice acting on the English dub is amazing. I'm not giving it enough credit by not talking about it longer, but definitely watch it. Creed 1 and 2. I don't have the third one yet, but I really enjoy these movies. Creed 1 is probably, out of all the Rocky movies, if you include these in them, Creed 1 is probably my second favorite. And then Creed 2 is okay. I didn't love it, but Definitely a phenomenal movie. Dan in real life, I think I saw this a long time ago. Sort of found it funny. The Dark Knight. This is The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I realized I don't have Batman Begins. I had it at one point and I don't know where it went. There's actually a few things missing. I think I have a box, because I recently moved, of a few things missing. One of those things is the Predator series. I have all the 4Ks of the Predator movies, and I can't find it, so it's killing me. And Batman Begins. But I do have these ones here. Dark Knight. I don't even know what to say about this movie. It's phenomenal. Have it on Blu-ray. I've watched this many, many times. And then The Dark Knight Rises. I recently upgraded to the Steelbook. I found it at Half Price Books. It's a local place. They sell used movies and books, and got it for $10. Really cool Steelbook. I don't enjoy Rises as much, and as time has passed, I think every year I like this movie a little bit less, probably, but I still enjoy it from time to time. But The Dark Knight is still the best out of that trilogy, and I really, really enjoy it. I know I'm not unique for that, but just putting it out there. Dark Skies. I actually did a video about this movie a while back. I think it's already like 3 years old, that video now, but it's like a little analysis, the first analysis I did on a film, and I always found that I enjoyed this movie a lot, more than most people. It didn't really get a whole lot of recognition, but it's one of the scariest, most thought-provoking, unsettling movies I've ever seen. I just never seen a movie pull off an alien horror like this one. Deadpool. At the time, I really liked this movie. Watched it again recently, and I didn't like it as much. I kind of found it corny and a little bit cringy. I don't know if it just was like at the time, maybe because I was like a teenager at the time it came out, I liked it more, or maybe it was just like that humor of that time, or maybe it's because I just seen it before. I don't know, but didn't really hold up for me. I kind of was disappointed. Okay, we got a couple epic ones here. Got a triple feature. The only one I really like in this is the middle one. If you haven't seen Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone, watch this movie if you're a guy. I guess a girl could like it too, but if you're a guy, Over the Top is possibly the most underrated 80s movie of all time. It's just about Sylvester Stallone driving a truck, doing arm wrestling and training to be the best arm wrestler, and he goes to championships, and it's I don't even know what else to say. Just watch it. If you're not already watching it right now, I don't know what you're doing. And then we have this other triple feature with The Departed, Goodfellas, and The Aviator. 2 phenomenal movies and 1 okay movie. I think you know which one I'm referring to, but the first 2, really love them. Don't really feel like I need to talk a whole lot about them, but glad I have them on Blu-ray. Die Hard, 30th Anniversary Edition. I had another version that was pretty cool when I lost it. It's probably in that box, but this I thought was pretty unique, though. It's like a Christmas edition, 30th Anniversary. Watch it every single Christmas. It is a Christmas movie, by the way. Dio, Dreamers Never Die. I loved this documentary. It did Dio such a service. Just the way that they put so much effort into the interviews and kind of showing his life. And, you know, my dad knew more about Dio than I did. I loved his music. I loved the Last in Line album especially. I just never knew more about him as a person, and they talked about it in here. Me and my dad actually made a video a long time ago on the channel talking about this after we saw it in theaters, and then for Christmas he got me it on 4K, and haven't opened it yet, but going to watch it with my wife soon. District 9, okay movie, I enjoyed it at the time. Downtown Abbey, haven't watched it. I think this is my wife's. Dragon Ball Z Broly movies. I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Watched it, actually not as a kid like a lot of people, but I watched it a little bit later on, and I just fell in love with it. I know it's not great. It's not like it's like the peak cinema or something, but it just takes me to a place. I just love watching it. It's a guilty pleasure, I guess. The original Broly movies, and then the new one, which was extremely good. And then I have Dragon Ball Z on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray yet. It's extremely expensive. It's like $400 on eBay just to get all of them on Blu-ray, like all the seasons. It's ridiculous, but I have all of it on DVD. I have Z Kai on DVD because I enjoy that more. I think that the voice acting was better. They edited it better. They cut out a lot of the fat. A lot of original fans disagree with me on that, but I think Kai is the way to watch Dragon Ball Z. So I'll show you that in a little bit. But I started collecting Dragon Ball Super. I have not watched Super yet. I tried it a while ago. As it was coming out, I was watching it on Crunchyroll. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Maybe it was the fact that the dub wasn't out right away, and I hate the voices. But I decided to start trying to get Super on Blu-ray as I find it. I got pretty good deals on these. I think like $10 each, so I'll keep looking for them. Drive. This, I don't want to say it's underrated because I think it gets a lot of praise, but for me, this is my favorite Ryan Gosling movie. I absolutely love it. I think everybody should watch it, especially if you're into movies. This is just... I don't even know how to explain it. Just watch it. I might do in the future a whole video on this film, like a breakdown or analysis or something, because I enjoy it that much. And I actually got it on Steelbook, and I found this at, I believe, the Exchange, local place, $12. Dungeons and Dragons. This is a film I really enjoyed. I've played Dungeons and Dragons pretty much my whole life and always enjoyed it. Played all the games, Temple of Elemental Evil, I've always been obsessed with. Just been a fan forever. So I'm a little bit of a fanboy, but I did think they did a great job with this. It didn't get the fan reception, I think, that I was expecting it to, but for me personally, I couldn't imagine a better Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was great. I think everyone can enjoy it. My wife liked it, who doesn't play D&D, doesn't really know much about it, but yeah, great movie. And I found this at a flea market for $13. I thought that was pretty good. Elvis. Kind of the same thing as Bohemian Rhapsody. Not huge on it. I felt like they kind of cut out the parts that were seedy and that I wanted to know more about. They just cut that out, and I was kind of disappointed. But my wife really loves this movie, so we got it on 4K. E.T. Go Home. This movie scared the hell out of me as a kid, and I don't really enjoy it a ton now. I respect it, though. I don't know how to explain it. I know it's a good movie, and I respect its existence, but I just don't have the urge to watch it very often. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Really good movie. This was when Jim Carrey was depressed, and they made a movie on purpose because of that. Kind of messed up, but it ended up being a phenomenal romance film. I know when I say romance, a lot of people are going to say, ooh, you know, romance sucks. This is like that diamond in the rough. Like, you can have 1,000 crappy romance movies that no one likes that are just so stupid. This isn't one of them. This is even if you hate romance, you'll love this movie. It has Kate Winslet in it, and like I said, Jim Carrey. I think the story was he was getting out of a relationship, or he got broken up with or broke up with a girl, and was depressed. And I guess this director was like, hey, keep being depressed, like get more in that headspace so you can make a better movie. Not great, a little bit of that Stanley Kubrick vibes there, but really, really phenomenal movie. My favorite Jim Carrey film, and just in general, haven't heard many people talk about it, but highly recommend it. All right, just when you see the cover, there's no other movie that looks like this. Everything Everywhere All at Once was my favorite movie the year that it came out. It's just a perfect film. It's my favorite A24 movie. It has everything you could possibly want in it. It makes you feel all the emotions. All the performances are perfect. Just watch it. I got it on 4K, and I paid full price for this, and I'm still glad I did, and I watch it frequently. Excalibur. I spent a long time looking for this on Blu-ray. If you're a collector, you know it's hard to find. Maybe online you can find it, but I try my best not to order online. I have more fun hunting for things like in person, so that's just me. But Excalibur, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this film? If you're a fan of fantasy movies, this is like the OG. This is the best. You know, there's so many quotable lines, so many great moments. It holds up perfectly. The Blu-ray looks really good. Just pick it up if you see it. If you're a fan of this kind of stuff, you'll love it. The Fabelmans. Haven't opened this yet, but did see it in the theater with my wife. We both really enjoyed it. The story of Steven Spielberg growing up and deciding to become a director. And I'm really oversimplifying it, but it's a phenomenal film. Really loved it. Glad I own it. Fault in Our Stars. Okay, girl movie. It is my wife's, but I will admit I do really enjoy it. We got it for $3 on Blu-ray, and get you in the feels every time. It's not a perfect film, but I will admit it's a good movie. Ferrari. I got this at a flea market for a couple bucks. Have not seen it yet, but definitely want to at some point. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Found this at a Walmart budget bin for like $5 on Steelbook on Blu-ray. So, I mean, pretty awesome. The Fifth Element, super underrated sci-fi movie. Also one of my favorite Bruce Willis films. Watch it if you haven't seen it, especially if you're a fan of weird 90s sci-fi and just weird blue people, and I don't know how to explain it, but just watch it. Got it on 4K, couple bucks at Best Buy, maybe like $5 when they were getting rid of everything. This is gonna take a while. I'm not even through the first row yet, but okay. Finding Dory. Enjoyable, okay? It's good. First Blood. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Got a Blu-ray. This is a really old, I think this Blu-ray is one of the first I ever owned. Okay, got a couple seasons of Game of Thrones. Seasons 1 through 3 were perfect. 4 through 5 were good. The rest were shit. But I love it. Seasons 1 through 3 are my favorite TV ever made. So working on getting a few more, but I haven't been motivated because, like I said, I don't really enjoy past that point. But definitely watch the first 3. Gangs of New York, in my opinion, an underrated Scorsese film. Actually watched this in film class as well in school. They just let us watch anything. It was insane. We had a really cool film studies teacher. This got me in the film more as well. I knew it wasn't perfect, but there was a lot I enjoyed about it, and the performances were very, to me, powerful at the time I saw it. Have not watched it recently, but highly recommend it. The Great Gatsby, not one of my favorite movies. Definitely one that I think my wife got for a few bucks. Yeah, like $5 at the exchange. Get Smart might seem a little cheesy today, but for me, it's one of my favorite comedies. I think it's hilarious. Steve Carell reminds me of Michael from The Office when he plays this role, and it just fits perfectly. Very endearing film, has The Rock in it, and I don't know, just enjoy it. Don't think too much about it. It's hilarious. G.I. Joe Retaliation. I enjoy the movie. I know it's very, very imperfect. I mean, there's a reason it's not out of the like plastic thing, but I found it on Steelbook for $6.99 at an FYE that was closing, actually. So I figured it was worth it. I enjoy it from time to time. Are you not entertained? Great movie. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing in life, just watch it. But got this on Blu-ray, I think pretty cheap too. I have had it on DVD, but you know, it's one of those films you gotta upgrade. Glass. Part of this series that M. Night Shyamalan did with the like superheroes or villains, I guess. Really actually enjoyed it. A lot of people criticized Glass, and you know, I know Split had a great reception and everything, but for me personally, I think Glass is really, really enjoyable. It's a great way to pull all the storylines together. So if you haven't seen it and you've seen some of the other individual films, I recommend it. Better than most Avengers movies. Good Time. This is a small film. Probably haven't heard of it. The movie you probably have heard of is Uncut Gems, one of my favorite films of all time. The Safdie brothers are the directors who directed both this and Uncut Gems. This was earlier on. I think they submitted it to a film festival, and it got a really like big cult following, but never hit mainstream. It's probably one of the most seedy films you'll ever watch in your life. Robert Pattinson plays this character perfectly. Just this, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you kind of like him, but he's just such a piece of crap. And it's just a perfect film. If you just want to feel icky and just see something really just raw and very entertaining. I know I'm not doing it a great service, but it's a great movie. It captures the essence of Uncut Gems, but much more raw and not quite as polished. But for me personally, it's right up there with Uncut Gems. Goodwill Hunting, sure you've heard of it. It's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's film that when they were younger, they wrote the script for, and they got Robert Williams to play the main role besides Matt Damon's role. It is a phenomenal film. It's one that my wife and I go back to frequently. It was hard to find the Blu-ray for it. I did find it in person, $7. I would have paid more for it though. One of my favorite movies of all time. Matt Damon is like this genius, but he doesn't really have a lot of guidance in life. And Robin Williams plays this therapist for him phenomenally. And it's crazy because he is so good in dramatic roles, and you wouldn't think he would be, but This is just an example. Get off my lawn. I can't do a good Clint Eastwood impression, but love Gran Torino. I try to channel this daily at my house. Just kidding, kind of. Gravity, it's a space movie I enjoy. Not perfect, but I actually did enjoy it when it came out. Grease, Steelbook, one that my wife got at some point for a pretty good deal, $15. One of her favorite movies. I enjoy it as well. And pretty cool Steelbook. Very unique. Don't see pink Steelbooks very often. Forrest Gump and the Green Mile. Green Mile is one that I only watched recently. And I know that's blasphemy because especially the fact that Shawshank Redemption is one of my favorite movies of all time. To me, Green Mile is right up there. I do still like Shawshank Redemption a little bit more, which seems to be the popular opinion. But The Green Mile, phenomenal movie. And Forrest Gump goes without saying, definitely a little more popular. Yeah. Come on, I watch that all the time. Grown Ups 1 and 2. These are guilty pleasure movies. My wife and I watch these all the time as well. When we're in the mood for just turning our brains off. I love Adam Sandler humor. I don't care what anybody says. The Hangover trilogy. I got this recently at Big Lots randomly, but they had this sitting there. It has all 3 movies on Blu-ray. I enjoy them. The first one is really the only one I really like, but I figured why not? Okay, I'm gonna pull these all out here. It's all the Harry Potter films. Kind of proud of this because I didn't get a box set. I got them all individually. You would think I would have sorted them, but basically this is all the films on individual Blu-rays. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. To me, it was worth it just to have the collection. I really think that almost all the movies are perfect. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but for me personally, I think the way that they develop the characters and they portray the books, it's one of the most honest and, you know, phenomenally well done adaptations that's probably ever been done. I did hear they're coming out with new Harry Potters, which is disgusting, or it might be a series or something. Just leave these alone. I enjoy them. I know it's sort of like this weird thing where it's like, now it's like, I think a girl thing to, you know, like Harry Potter or something. I don't know. Like, to me, they're just great movies. I don't know what to say. I think the first couple are enjoyable in sort of like a Home Alone way. I think the director of them is actually the guy who did Home Alone. And then Chris Columbus, I believe. And then the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban, was a huge change in tone. Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of all of them. And then you have Goblet of Fire, which is probably the weakest in my opinion. Order of the Phoenix, which I always enjoy actually more than that book. And then Blood of the Prince is okay, and The Deathly Hallows Part 1 is okay. Part 2 is really a great finale. So for me personally, that's pretty good for that many movies. And my wife and I watch them frequently. What can I say about Heat that hasn't already been said? The diner scene, amazing, with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Directed by Michael Mann. Amazing cast, amazing heist scene. Val Kilmer's in it. It's an almost perfect movie. I actually do think it's a little bit too long. And at one point I saw the director's cut, which I think is in here. Yeah, it's the director's version is in this Blu-ray. And I did like that a little bit better, actually, which doesn't make sense because I think it's a little longer, but it felt paced better somehow. I love all the Studio Ghibli films. There's a few sprinkled in here, but Howl's Moving Castle, one of my favorites. If you haven't seen Studio Ghibli movies and you're at all a fan of anime, you'll love it. In my case, like I said with Cowboy Bebop, I'm not a huge fan of anime, actually. Not by default, at least. But when there's something this good, I can't help but enjoy it. Some of them are made for kids, but they all have a message that adults can, you know, appreciate. And the artwork is just gorgeous. It's all hand-drawn, I believe. Hayao Miyazaki makes them. They're just so good. The Hurt Locker. I watched this a long time ago in film class as well. Really like this film, but it didn't age well for me. I watched it again recently on streaming, and I was kind of bored, to be honest, and I felt like the pacing was a little off. But at the time, it won a lot of awards, and I did enjoy it the first time I saw it. Don't want to take anything away from it. I Am Legend. It's okay. I read the book, and I think the book is a lot better. Movie's okay. I'm really into vampire movies, and they kind of didn't make them vampires in the movie for some reason. They're like zombies. It's really dumb. Inception, what can I say that hasn't been said about this film? My wife got me a really cool holographic Blu-ray. I don't know if that comes across very well, but love this film. You can watch this movie tons of times and you always notice something new. Inglourious Bastards, one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino films. Aged very well in my opinion. Every time I watch it, I like it more. Got it on 4K on sale at Best Buy when they were going out of the Blu-ray business. Very, very epic find in my opinion. The Invisible Man, I think I found this at a flea market. Never saw this movie. Got this as a gift. A big James Cameron fan and his vision and his movies over the years. I know he's been stuck in Avatar land for a long time, which is a little bit annoying, but got this as a gift. Haven't watched it yet, but I do intend to. Okay, Jason Bourne. I think this is the 2015 or 16 is when this came out. This is the 5th movie that they made. It was kind of like the return movie of Jason Bourne, and they brought back Matt Damon, and I thought it was okay. I'm a huge fan of Bourne, so keep in mind my tolerance level is probably higher for it not to be quite as good, and I still kind of felt like I could probably go the rest of my life without watching it, not because it's that bad, but because I have the first 3 that are so phenomenally good that it's kind of like take it or leave it with this one, but it was pretty nostalgic at the time. I enjoyed it more when I first watched it because I felt like it was a return to the Bourne world, you know. But I do feel that you can stop at Ultimatum if it's your first time watching, but it's worth a watch. Jaws. Not going to talk too much about this. Love the film. Got a 100th anniversary edition on Blu-ray. I was so close to getting the 4K with the 3 Jaws movies on it. I just haven't done it yet, but at some point I probably will. John Carter. This is a film that has aged a little bit poorly, but I really enjoy it. It's a Disney movie. It's a comic that was called John Carter, I believe, where he's this guy on Mars that has these supernatural abilities because he's from Earth originally, and just, I think the way I don't know, it's like Superman on Earth too or something. But basically, really enjoy it. Hasn't aged great, like I said. The CG is a little rough in a lot of parts, and the storyline isn't great, but it's kind of nostalgic for me, and I've always enjoyed the movie. So for me personally, it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure. John Wick 4. Got it at a flea market for $14 on Blu-ray. Was waiting to get all of them in a set, but I don't know how many more movies they're gonna make, and then they're making these spin-offs, so I just decided to go for it. I've been holding off on the first 3 for that reason. I wanted to get everything in a set, so I will get the first 3 at some point, but I mean, what can I say about John Wick? It's one of the best action movie franchises of all time that is still currently going on, even though a lot of them are spin-offs that are happening, I believe. But John Wick 4 was, I don't even know what to say. It was such a blast to watch. If you've seen any of the John Wick movies or you have any interest whatsoever, definitely watch number 4. It's so good. It might be the best one. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Haven't opened this because it always seems to be available on streaming. And as much as I love Blu-rays, when something's on streaming like a movie like this, I'm too lazy to go get the movie, so I just open it on Netflix or something. But I like this movie. I mean, it's basic humor, but it's enjoyable. You know, I always find it funny. Jurassic Park, the first movie on 4K, looks really, really good, and I love this film. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't even have the other ones because I really don't care, and I like them. Like, I like Jurassic Park 3, actually, which I know is kind of one that people don't always like. But I just never find myself wanting to watch them, so I've never splurged and got, like, a box set or anything. Maybe one day I will, but I'm cool with the first one for now. And then Jurassic World, when it first came out, I don't know. I don't watch 3D Blu-rays, but I got it somewhere on the cheap. Justice League Apocalypse War. Part of that whole Justice League collection I'm trying to get. I enjoyed this one. I did watch this. I do think that DC makes really good animated movies, so if you're a fan of DC, check out their animated movies. Marvel can't figure that out, but DC seems to be really good at it. And then, proud of this one, Karate Kid Steelbook. Got it really cheap, $12. I mean, it's Karate Kid. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And then with Cobra Kai recently, it's made me want to watch it more. And then this is the remake they did with Will Smith's son. What's his name? Jaden Smith. Really like it, actually. I know that's sort of unpopular. Obviously, it's not even remotely close to the first one, so I'm not crazy. But I saw it at the time. Maybe it was the age, for me, but I actually enjoyed it. Jackie Chan's in it. He's training him, and it's a clone of the first film, so I can see why people criticize it, but it was enjoyable in its own way. All right, I'm gonna have to start sitting down. This is getting a bit more than I thought it would be. That's okay though. King Kong. I in general hate movies like this. I don't like Godzilla. I don't like King Kong normally, but a buddy of mine convinced me to watch this. He convinced me. He's like, it's Peter Jackson directing it. It has vibes of Lord of the Rings. It's that era. Jack Black is the main character. I'm like, okay, fine. I love this movie. I gotta give him credit. He was right. This is a really, really good film. Is it a little too long? Yes. I think the pacing is a little off. Some of the CG doesn't quite hold up, but for the time it came out, I think it was the early 2000s, it's pretty good. Really enjoy it. Out of all these type of films, I enjoy this movie and Godzilla -1 probably the most. That was another surprise for me. I don't own that one yet, but I've been looking for it to try to get it on a deal. La La Land. I'm not always a huge musical person, but my wife and I love this movie. I love this movie independently of my wife too, just to be honest. I think it's great. Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, the soundtrack's phenomenal. The choreography is beautiful. Everything about the film, in my opinion, is a perfect movie. Great character development, fantastic pacing. When this came out, I knew it was going to win all sorts of awards, which it did. The Last Samurai. This is a very underrated Tom Cruise movie. Kind of a weird one, too. I'm going to be honest. Something about him with this long hair, The Last Samurai, and it's Tom Cruise. It's a little weird, okay? But hear me out. It's really good. Just watch it. Don't judge it till you watch it. Highly recommend it. That's just me, but got it for $3 at Half Price Books. Maybe that's what it's worth to me. No, I'm just kidding. It's really good. Let's Be Cops. I watched this a while ago. I think I liked it. I don't really remember. Limitless. This is an underrated movie. Bradley Cooper plays this guy who finds this drug that no one knows about, and it makes him super productive. But obviously things start to go a little wrong. Super good. I don't know what else to say. Watch this movie. It's a great thriller, thrill ride, and one of my favorite Bradley Cooper films. Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis has this ability in movies where even if I find the movie boring, I appreciate his performance so much that I kind of look past that. That's how I felt with Lincoln. He did such a good job. It was not a perfect film, highly flawed in my opinion. I watched it in the theater. I almost fell asleep. It's not perfect. But if you want to see a performance of someone really getting into the character of Abraham Lincoln, this is it. So I got to give it that credit. It's a Steven Spielberg movie, so you know what to expect. It's going to be well produced in almost every single way. So you're going to enjoy it. Lion King, one of the best movies of all time. I don't even need to talk more about that. Logan. One of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Like I said, I'm starting to collect this stuff even though it was on Disney+. I just recently started adding this stuff to my collection. Got it for $3 at Half Price Books on Blu-ray. Holds up very well. Watched it recently. If you're at all a fan of X-Men or Hugh Jackman, watch it. And it connects okay to the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, I would say. Not necessarily something you have to watch before, but you might as well. It's a total clash of tone as well, watching them back to back, but that's what kind of makes the new Deadpool fun. Lone Survivor, really good Mark Wahlberg movie. The guy who it's based on, I saw on a podcast talk about it. Really cool story. It's a true story, I believe. Lord of the Rings. I got the extended edition trilogy on Blu-ray. My wife got this for me as a gift. One of my most prized possessions. I mean, how can it not be? Mad Max Fury Road. Now, the new Furiosa movie was okay. It's confusing to me how you go from a movie like this that I've rewatched probably 50 times, and due to the practical effects and the incredible filmmaking and choreography that I've never seen in a film, ever. And talking about this movie, it's so good. But then you create a movie that's basically a sequel, and it's like CG-ified. Everything's glossy, everything's fake feeling. I just don't get what happened there, and I'm really upset about it because this is a movie that for almost 10 years already, which is kind of scary to say, I have been obsessed with. I think this is the pinnacle of filmmaking in a way. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I just haven't seen anything that has topped this in terms of this type of movie with these type of stunts, with this level of choreography, all happening at the same time. If you've seen those old Mad Max movies, watch this film. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how you haven't, but watch it. Mamma Mia 1 and 2, my wife really likes these. They're okay. I like to make fun of Pierce Brosnan's singing voice sometimes, not that mine's any better. Man of Steel, underrated. I know that sounds weird, but it is. It's underrated. People criticize it a lot. I think it's a phenomenal Superman movie. Better than the new one. I don't know why they even made that. I'm going to be honest. I think Henry Cavill is the perfect Superman, and this is a perfect Superman movie. Probably, and it's going to be bold to say, but probably my favorite Zack Snyder film as well. The Martian, a movie that grew on me, actually. When I first saw it, I didn't really like it. Matt Damon surviving on Mars, based off a book, but watch it again not that long ago, and I love this film. Really, really fantastic performance on Matt Damon's part. The Matrix, kind of a cool, looks like a book opening. What can I say about The Matrix that hasn't already been said? Probably nothing, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is a phenomenal film. Got me into movies from a very young age because of how phenomenal it was. Midsommar. This film, next to Hereditary, is a toss-up for me. One of the best horror films ever made. It's an A24 film by Ari Aster, the director, who recently disappointed me a couple of times, actually, but he made a name for himself with this film, in my opinion, at least for me. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend watching it. It's a horror movie all in daylight. So it's a very interesting concept. Midway, a little bit of a slow burn war movie, but one that I enjoy. All right, I got Mission Impossible 1 through 5. I love these films. To me, the stunts and just the production value of them and the crazy things Tom Cruise does makes it worth watching, but I've always enjoyed them, except for number 2. I really, hate number 2, but the other ones I really like. I just need to get the newer ones. I haven't gotten them yet, and actually, I know it's a crime against humanity, but I haven't seen the new Dead Reckoning yet either, so I need to do that. I've been slacking. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is my favorite comedy of all time. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just, you know how good it is. Moonlight, watched it once. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Had that classic A24 vibe. The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I actually have, so that's another one that's missing. I have all the Mummy movies on 4K. I can't find that set. I figure it's somewhere, probably in that box, but I just have this sitting around. But I actually like the Mummy movies. I think they're underrated. My Neighbor Totoro, it's kind of the same way with any Studio Ghibli film. The illustration, all of it is so beautiful. But this is one that I think is a little more popular, and for a good reason. It has a really, really beautiful message, and adults can enjoy it just as much as kids, and you'll get something totally different out of it. It's a beautiful movie. Next. This is an underrated Nicolas Cage film. So talk about a lot of underrated movies. I know it's a theme, but I just like finding hidden gems, and I think Next is one of those. I think Nicolas Cage is hilarious in every movie, whether it's intentional or unintentional, but Next is legitimately a good movie. No Time to Die on 4K. I got it on the cheap somewhere. I forget where, but I saw this in theaters with my dad when it came out. I thought it was a perfect finale to Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. It got a little bit of criticism, but seeing it on the big screen, for me, this tied it up perfectly. I thought it was phenomenal. I love all of his movies. Right up there with Casino Royale, actually. The Northman. This was one of my favorite movies the year this came out. Unfortunately, I don't think many movies like this will be created anymore, but Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, William Dafoe for a little bit. It's just, how do I explain it? It's a weird fantasy movie. It's sort of, it's a Robert Eggers film, and it's sort of so good that it makes you wonder how this even got funded to be created, because it certainly didn't fill theaters, unfortunately. It's very niche, I think, for the type of person that would enjoy it. I happen to be that type of person, and for me, this is a near perfect film that I really love, which is why I got it on 4K, also on a deal at Best Buy when they were clearing out. I haven't seen it recently, but I want to, and I highly recommend it if you have not seen it and you like fantasy, or any type of movie like this, I guess, like Viking movie. Highly recommend it. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a speed round here. Ocean's 13, The Other Guys, really funny. This is funny. It makes me belly laugh every time I watch it. The Patriot, kind of like a Braveheart ripoff, but I enjoy it anyway. Patriot Games, Harrison Ford, great movie. Pearl Harbor, okay movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, must watch on Thanksgiving. If you know, you know. You gotta watch. The Prestige, probably the most underrated Nolan film. Maybe not the most, but one of them. Probably my top 3 favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale. I wish I could talk about it more, but it's just a 10 out of 10. Prometheus. As you could tell earlier, I love the Alien movies. This was a fantastic prequel to those. Psycho. Classic. What can I say? Pretty proud of this Steelbook. I think it's really, really cool. Love it. Pulp Fiction. One of those movies that actually grew on me. The first time I saw it, I didn't really like it. I kind of thought it was one of the worst Tarantino films. Now, I think it's one of the best. So, I don't know. Now I'm kind of with the in crowd now on that, but I got it on Steelbook. I think it's one of my favorites there. Puncture. Haven't seen it yet. In general, I like Chris Evans, and I like movies like this. I think he's like a functional drug addict or something. I like movies like that. I just haven't seen it yet. Puss in Boots. I like it, but the second one was significantly better, and I wish I owned it. Real Steel. Underrated film. Hugh Jackman, boxing movie with robots. Love watching it. If you have a decent sound system, you'll really enjoy this movie. Red 1 and 2. Both good films. 2 a little bit worse, maybe a lot worse. Red, at the time I saw it, was really funny. Just a bunch of older people that are all, I don't want to say older, but yeah, basically. They're all like badasses. Bruce Willis is in it. It's great. Just it's a fun action watch. Okay, now we're getting into childhood here. Regular show, first and second seasons. I got this a long time ago, but I do want to get the rest. I just haven't done it yet, but I think this holds up. I watched this recently. I watched both seasons, and it's hilarious. Even as an adult, the humor is so good. You can tell they hold back to make it kid-friendly, but they don't make shows like this anymore. Reservoir Dogs. This was the first Tarantino film ever, I believe. This was his first movie, and it's one that I still enjoy very much. I think that the simplicity of it was just such a testament to Tarantino's ability to be so capturing in such a simple setting that this put him on the map, and you can see why. It's so entertaining, even without knowing that it's a Tarantino film. You go into it, not even knowing that it's his first movie and giving it that grace. It holds up. It is so, so good. And I got it on 4K on a pretty good sale. Richard Jewell. This is a Clint Eastwood movie that isn't that old. I forget when it came out. Maybe like 2019 or 18 maybe. I really like it. It's just a hard watch because it's based on a true story. And, you know, Sam Rockwell is the main character who is kind of like falsely accused of a crime, basically, just without spoiling anything. I don't think that this was super popular when it came out, but it should have been. It's actually harder for me to rewatch because it's pretty emotional. Roadhouse. What can I say about Roadhouse that hasn't already been said? Nothing, but I'm going to tell you anyway. One of the best movies ever made, objectively. Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze. Better than the new remake, by the way. And I think that they could not make a movie like this anymore. Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze, it's just so good. If you're a guy, I don't know how to explain. Just watch it. Just watch it. I'm going to get too hype if I keep talking about it. Robin Hood. I thought this was a good Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. Not great, but I enjoyed it at the time. RoboCop. It's RoboCop. I wish I had it with a slipcover, but I don't. Rogue One, part of me starting to collect Star Wars and Disney stuff. One of the better, if not the best, Star Wars Disney movies that they've made. And it's not even one of the main ones, of course, but still holds up. I think, it wasn't just the hype at the time. It's actually a good film and reminds me more of older Star Wars movies. The Rush Hour trilogy. This was a recent find for me. I got it on sale somewhere. I can't remember, probably a flea market. But this is a forgotten gem of the early 2000s and or 90s. I don't remember. But all three movies I enjoy. The first one's probably still my favorite, but all three of them are hilarious. Jackie Chan and, what's his name? Chris Tucker. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are the funniest duo ever, and you could never make a movie like this anymore. I did hear they're making a fourth, and I do hope that it happens, because I don't know what happened to Chris Tucker. I haven't seen him in a long time. He's really funny in The Fifth Element, by the way, if you watch that. All right, we're on the last row of Blu-rays here. We got The Sandlot. It's The Sandlot, and it's on Blu-ray. We got Saw. I want to get more of the Saw films, but I just haven't. And it's a kind of a cool slipcover on that. Seven. Very seedy film. Really enjoy it. Not for the faint of heart, though. I don't know what this is. Shawshank. Kind of a cool thing, kind of like the Matrix thing that I have. It's like a book. One of my favorite movies ever made. Sherlock Holmes. This was the Robert Downey Jr. one, which I enjoy. It's imperfect. I don't like it as much as, obviously, like Benedict Cumberbatch's series, but I thought it was a great version of Sherlock Holmes. And then we got The Shining. This was a hard one to track down in person, by the way. I could have gotten it online, but I don't like going online. This is a must-watch, at least once a year around Halloween with me and my wife. It is perfect. We got Shutter Island. I actually have it twice. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you can see it, but there's quite a few movies that I have twice. What is the reason for that, you may ask? Well, you see, I'm stupid, and when I go out, I forget I already have it. And then I get all excited I found it. So yeah, I have that twice. Great movie, great twist. Not worth owning twice, though. I'm probably going to sell one of them. And then this. I actually had to get this not in the US, but we got Signs, The Sixth Sense, and Unbreakable. Three phenomenal films. Unbreakable, part of that Bruce Willis sort of superhero vibe in Glass. But basically, all three of these films are some of my favorites, but Signs in particular is probably my top 5 movies of all time. If I could credit one movie with getting me into film the most, it's probably Signs, just because of how perfect and enamored I was with it at the time, and I still am. Every time I watch it again, it reminds me of why. It's a perfect movie. Really cool set. I love this set. Okay, this is another one of my prized possessions. This was a gift, which I really appreciated. It's The Silence of the Lambs. So, great movie and everything, but what's great about it, kind of like the 12 Angry Men, it's a Criterion Collection Blu-ray. So there's tons of extras on it. It's totally just a collector's item. Absolutely love it. Not sure where they got it, actually. I should ask them. But I got it as a gift. And I just have to show you like the art on the discs. It's so cool. And there's so many cool extras. This whole pamphlet in here. If you're a fan of film, again, and you have like one of your favorite films, I think it's worth sometimes getting a Criterion Collection, because it's really a collector's item. So I absolutely love that. Silver Linings Playbook. I actually used to watch this movie on repeat. I think it's so good. I love Bradley Cooper's character. I know it's an imperfect film. I do think that Jennifer Lawrence's character is kind of weird and not supportive at the end, and I don't know. I don't love the ending, and I don't really love like the ending message of the movie, but it's about the journey for me. Not a perfect film, but one that I really like. Okay, we got more Daniel Craig Bond movies. Skyfall, probably I like a little bit more than Spectre. Now, you may notice a lack of Casino Royale. That's another one that I can't find, which is very frustrating because it's my favorite out of the whole series, and we rewatched that one the most. I think it's in a box somewhere, but we'll find it eventually. But yeah, I like Skyfall a lot. No Time to Die is probably up there with Casino Royale, though, for me personally. Speed. This is such like a good example of movies don't need to be complicated, and they don't need all these special effects or CG or anything. This is just a movie about a bus that won't stop, and Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves are on it, both really young versions, obviously, and they need to stop it. That's it. It's no more complicated than that, and it's a great time. Okay, this is a really cool one. Speaking of Hayao Miyazaki Studio Ghibli movies, we got Spirited Away on Steelbook. And originally, it was $26.99. I got it somewhere, though. It was still sealed, but I got it somewhere for like $10 or maybe like $8 or something like that. Maybe it was Goodwill. And I'm just like, who would give this thing away? Like, this is, if you had it in the first place, you probably liked this. And then it's in a steelbook, this like beautiful cover for it. So I don't know, but out of all the Hayao Miyazaki movies, it's definitely up there for me. Split, another great Shyamalan movie. The performance of James McAvoy in this film still sticks with me. I don't know how to explain it. He's a guy with split personality disorder, and he plays it almost too well. Like it's very convincing, and yeah, it's so good. I don't know how to explain it. Just watch it. It's so good. All right, we're into the Star Trek and Star Wars. I got the Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. I don't have a lot of the Star Trek movies. I've been trying to be better and only have the ones that I watch a lot. I did have more also, which I can't find. But I do have the Wrath of Khan here, director's cut, and a really cool slipcover there. Definitely my favorite Star Trek movie. I know I'm not alone in that, but I wanted to show that off. And then the new ones, which I like them, actually. I don't think they're Star Trek, to be honest. They're like Star Trek action movies, probably, which is what J.J. Abrams tends to do, is he changes things a lot. You know, and he made the first film, and right off the bat, it was different. So I just kind of accepted that after the first film. Second film, you have Benedict Cumberbatch as the villain, as Khan, which was so good. And then Beyond on the third movie, which I really enjoyed, actually, because they brought back some of that banter between Bones and Kirk, you know. Highly recommend. If you're a fan at all of Star Trek, even though you probably heard that it's very different from the series, especially the original series, which it's the same characters from, it's still worth a watch. Just accept that, you know, it is a little bit different. And then this was from the new generation, I believe, Star Trek Insurrection. This was one I liked when I first saw it. I don't really remember it, though. I need to get back and watch all those again in that series, but I found this 4K somewhere for $7, so I bought it. Thought it was kind of cool. All right, then Star Wars. You're not going to be very impressed by my Star Wars collection, but once again, I wasn't collecting them on purpose because they were on Disney+. I've since decided not to subscribe to that anymore because I counted up all the months I paid for it, and I could have bought like every single Disney movie. So then I felt scammed, so I'm done. But I'm just gonna buy, you know, all the Disney Blu-rays now that I was avoiding buying, basically. But I do have A New Hope here on Steelbook, which I think is pretty badass. Only problem, though, is if you're a Star Wars fan, you know this. They changed things. So the version that's on here is not what people watched in the theaters when this first came out. George Lucas had different cuts and edits to the movie, and you can get really in-depth about each version. But basically, I've just accepted the fact that this version is not the original movie completely. There are annoying changes about it, but it's okay. Maybe as time goes on, I'll find like an original copy somehow, but I haven't had the energy to do that. Force Awakens. This is probably one of the most divisive Star Wars movies ever made. I will never forget being in the theater, watching this for the first time. We get all the way to the end, and the movie ends, the credits roll, and everyone stands up and is clapping, whistling, and I'm sitting there so disappointed. A lot of people cannot relate to me when I say this, even now, although the sentiment towards the Disney Star Wars movies has gotten more aligned with mine originally. But for me personally, from the time this movie first came out, this was a huge disappointment to me. They rebooted Star Wars. I was so excited. They had Kylo Ren in it. He was supposed to be a disciple of Revan, and I was really into the Old Republic at the time. And what do? They create this character, Rey, who magically is really good at everything, who teaches Han Solo how to fly his own plane, and then that starts the new movies off. So I knew we were doomed at this point. Now, do I have the Blu-ray? Yes, because I thought the slipcover looked cool. That's about it. But, you know, it is what it is. Here is another series I highly recommend you check out. I am not super into anime, but Steins Gate is one of the best series, period, ever made. It's a time travel show, but it's kind of a disservice to it to just call it that. So just watch it. I don't even want to talk about it more because it'll be a disservice. The Sum of All Fears. This is one of those films that stuck with me in a weird part of my brain as a kid. I probably shouldn't have watched it, but I did. And it always stuck with me for some reason. And I enjoy it probably more than it deserves to be enjoyed. With that said, it is a good film, not a great film, but in my heart, it's great. Is that fair? I think that's fair. Super 8, okay movie. Pretty disappointed when it came out. Just because of the expectation, I guess. Swordfish, underrated film. Never hear anyone talk about it, but always enjoyed it. Hugh Jackman, big fan. Okay, we got Taken, and I got Taken 2 in here as well. 2 copies of that, because once again, I am dumb, and I forget what I have sometimes. I need to take pictures of my collection, but yeah, the Taken films. Definitely, okay compared to the first one. First one's really good. Love Liam Neeson in it. Tarzan, pretty good version of Tarzan. I didn't love it, but I thought it was good. Ted, funny film. Haven't seen it in a long time. Okay, now I am not missing Terminator 1. Well, I am missing it. I have it, though, is what I mean. I don't know where it went. It's kind of driving me crazy because it's one that I watch actually more than T2 probably, but I can't show it to you because I don't know where it is, but that's okay. So just be aware that this is my complete collection as of now. Maybe I'll do an update once I find like this missing box. I think it's all in one box, but anyway, T2 Judgment Day. For a lot of people, this is better than the first movie, and I can see why. I do enjoy it, but for me, I like the first. I don't know why. I think both are perfect, though. It's just totally preference. It's like Alien or Aliens, in my opinion. And this is the version to buy. Just so you know, I did the research for you. Do not buy the 4K. It looks terrible. Terminator Salvation, don't really like it. Don't know why I own it, but I'm a Terminator fan. I did get rid of some of the other ones, though, at least, so I'm trying to be better about that. That's My Boy. Pretty funny film. Got Titanic on Blu-ray. As you can tell, fan of Titanic. Me and my wife really love it. One of the best James Cameron films. Probably one of the most well-known, and for a good reason. I think it's held up. It's long. It's like 3 hours long, but it's worth the ride, and Blu-ray looks phenomenal. Highly recommend that. And I love the slipcover. Super nice. Top Gun Maverick. My only regret in life is that I didn't get this on 4K. I totally should have, but I was being cheap, and I got it for $29.99 on Blu-ray, which at the time was a pretty good price for it. When I saw it in theaters, I knew this was going to be one of my favorite movies for a while. First movie I always found to be kind of cringe, just kind of like cheesy, which is fine, trust me. I love cheesy 80s movies, but it was cheesy in a way that I didn't really appreciate very much. Maverick comes out and totally blew me away. Totally different. I'm sure you've seen it. It filled theaters when it came out. The Blu-ray, I'm sure, is okay. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm very tempted to just sell it and get the 4K. I might do that. Total Recall. I hate when they put the stickers on here, by the way. If you wonder why I leave the stickers on, it's because I'm afraid to take them off. Because why would you do that? Like, this is just paper, you know, and you put a sticker on it. It's like, there's like a coin flip chance that I tear something. So I just leave it on. I know that's bad, but whatever. I don't care. But 4K, Total Recall. Love this film. The 4K looks okay. It doesn't look great. But in my opinion, they should have never remade Total Recall, first of all. Second of all, one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, in my opinion. Highly recommend anyone into sci-fi to check it out if you haven't. If for no other reason than just to see Arnold fly into the atmosphere of Mars and see his eyeballs pop out in this really weird clay model of his face while he goes, ah, ah, in his accent, like screaming, but in his accent still somehow. It's so good. The Town. This is a film I go back to frequently. It, I believe, was Ben Affleck's first time being a director, and I think he wrote this as well. But he did a phenomenal job. He definitely has a talent for it because I enjoy his films. But The Town, it has a special place in my heart. I love like heist movies and movies with this kind of vibe. Definitely watch it pretty frequently. Then you have Troy. I like Troy. I don't know. I haven't been in the mood for a long time, so I forget it quite a bit. But it was good when I first watched it, I guess. True Grit, phenomenal movie. Jeff Bridges. Got Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I love this film. I love Nicolas Cage. Got it on 4K. Was that necessary? Probably not, but I wanted to see every pore of that man's face, and I achieved that. So I call that a win. Uncle Buck. I love this movie. I love John Candy. Very rewatchable. Kid from Home Alone is in it. It's a good time. Uncut Gems. One of my favorite movies of all time. Same directors as Good Time. Safdie Brothers, starring Adam Sandler in a dramatic role, which he does so well in. He is very convincing. It's a total anxiety-inducing thrill ride of you watching him destroy his own life piece by piece. I have rewatched this film maybe more than any other movie on this shelf, and I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I enjoy that. So that, take that how you will. I don't know what else to say. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, just watch it and just accept that it's going to make you a little anxious. But The Untouchables. I like this movie. I know I'm supposed to like it more than I do. I think that because I watched it in film class and it was one of the less exciting ones at the time for me, I don't like it that much. Kevin Costner also annoys me in most movies that he's in. I don't know why. I just can't get into his characters ever. And this is a great example of that. But maybe I'll give it another shot at some point. Okay, we have Warcraft. This is actually, in my opinion, very unpopular opinion, a great video game movie. Or adaptation, whatever you want to call it. I've played an ungodly amount of hours in World of Warcraft, and at the time this came out, I saw it opening night. I thought it was great. They use new motion tracking technology. It's the story, if you're in the Warcraft at all, it's like the origin story of the orcs, and I forget the leader's name, but it's about him and or Duratan, that's right. And yeah, it's just a great movie. It's like the start of everything in the World of Warcraft universe. And the motion tracking technology holds up. I mean, you see these orcs, you probably can't really see it, but they did such a good job of capturing their movements at the time when it came out, which was a pretty new thing. And on 4K, it just looks so good. I don't think it's a perfect film, but if you're a fan of Warcraft in general, I don't see how you couldn't at least think it's cool. You know, that it's a pretty good message as well. Wedding Crashers, funny. I like it. The Whale. This was a masterpiece in my opinion. Got a lot of criticism for maybe being melodramatic, a lot of people said. My most popular video on my channel is my review of The Whale, where I kind of dispute that quite a bit. I think that this was a perfect film. The performances in it were perfect and unbelievably touching. Just the ability to delve into this world and to be so engaged in a single setting is incredible. So it's a testament to both Darren Aronofsky for having directed it, but also Brendan Fraser's performance in The Whale is gripping. I don't think there's any other actor that could have played it as well as he did. So very happy I have it on Blu-ray. I have not rewatched it, and I should. It's kind of bad I haven't, but it's a hard watch. I haven't wanted to go to that place mentally, but sometimes for me that tells me it's a good film as well. When Marnie Was There, this is one of the newer Ghibli films, actually. This was supposed to be their last one, I remember, when it came out. And my sister and I really, really enjoy it. And I rewatched it recently, and I think it's phenomenal. As an adult, I like it a little more than some of the classics, actually. So this is a pretty cool one if you haven't seen it, because I think it's a little less popular. Whiplash. As a drummer, this movie I relate to very much. Phenomenal performances. It's pretty popular when it came out. It won a lot of awards, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It is phenomenal. And J.K. Simmons is absolutely like turned to 10 in it, and it's so good. Wild Hogs, comedy that I've always enjoyed since I was a kid. Wolf of Wall Street. So I have the regular Blu-ray, and then I actually have a Steelbook that I got from a Walmart budget bin for like $5. Check that out. $5. Pretty cool. I thought it was worth it. It's a movie that I absolutely love. I've always loved this film. I like Martin Scorsese movies in general, and there's a lot that I have that aren't here, by the way. Goodfellas I have separately from that triple feature, and Casino, which I can't find Casino, probably in that box. But Wolf of Wall Street is definitely up there, and to have it on a Steelbook like this is really cool. It's a Wonderful Life. My favorite Christmas movie. Definitely one that I think a lot of my friends have disputed with me, saying, how could this be your favorite? What are you, 90? Look, you got to give it a chance. Most people I've talked to that have said that have actually never watched this film. At the time it came out, it was not very popular. It became popular later on, and people grew, an appreciation for it. But I don't think when they made the film, they knew that it would have the kind of following it did. But there's a reason for that. The storyline is so beautiful and touching. It's a story that I think is relatable for most people. Just everything about it. I don't know how to explain it. Nothing is better in terms of a story to watch around the Christmas time than It's a Wonderful Life. There are very few perfect movies in this world, but this is one of them. Wonder Woman. I love this movie. The second one sucks, but the first one was really, really good. And I actually think that it has been forgotten with time a little bit, especially with the DC universe getting reset, which I have my own opinions on, but that's for another day. But this was great. The time it came out, I was really pleasantly surprised. Your Name. This is another example of anime that I really like, and in general, whether it's anime or not, this is one of the best movies I've ever watched. Another example of it, me saying the word romance and maybe turning some people off, but the type of romance that is in this film is not what you would see on anywhere else. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's supernatural elements to it. It's phenomenally paced. The characters are great. There's a mystery. It's just a very well-rounded film where the core component is romance, but it's in such a non-cringy way that's just perfect. And I would be remiss to not talk about the artwork. It is still, to this day, in my opinion, even with the newer films of the same director coming out, the best illustration, the best looking anime or animated movie I think I've ever watched. It's beautiful. There's a reason there's so many posters of it. It's because it's just so stunning. So, Your Name, if you haven't seen it, watch it. Okay, so that was pretty much all my Blu-rays. Like I said, I am missing quite a few. I skipped over them just because I didn't feel like looking for them. I've had a lot of changes recently, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, but basically that's what I have out so far, and that's what's on the shelf. So I figured it would be cool to do an update because a lot of this stuff I got sort of recently, so I remember where I got it at, and I haven't recorded those, those hauls, but I figured, hey, better late than never. I do have some DVDs I'm going to point out. Now, a lot of these are my wife's, so I'm going to just skip over some of them because I don't really have much to talk to on that, but I'll talk about some here. So the first one I was going to show is Apocalypto. I don't know if they ever moved this film to Blu-ray or not, but if you haven't seen Apocalypto, which I would say there's a pretty good chance you haven't, it's about the Mayans, and it's this guy that you're following who's trying to escape. I don't want to oversimplify it, but it is a phenomenal film, and I never found it on Blu-ray. I don't know if it ever got on Blu-ray, so I had to order it off of eBay to get it on DVD because I couldn't find it in person anywhere either. So I hope one day this gets the treatment it deserves because this is such a good movie. Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2, Requiem. Yeah, not great movies. I would call these guilty pleasures of mine. I'm a fan of both the Predator films, which, by the way, I have the full box set of, which is why I'm mad at myself I can't show you it, but I have all the movies on 4K, and it's one of my favorite sets, so I'm going to find it at some point. But anyway, I love Alien and I love Predator. And both of these films, I don't feel like upgrading the Blu-ray because I don't really care that much. They're guilty pleasures. They're not great films. They're actually, you could even call them bad films probably, but I like them. So that is what it is. Babylon 5. I actually haven't watched this series yet. My mom and dad actually were really into it, and they told me for years how I have to watch it. So they got me the set. This might be their set, actually, to be honest with you. I don't really know. But I have this set, and I do intend on watching it at some point. They say it's better than Battlestar Galactica or any of those shows from that period, so I'm excited to check it out. Beauty and the Beast. This is actually a Blu-ray. I think it is very old. I think it was when Blu-ray was first coming out, so it's kind of like an afterthought. It's like includes DVD plus Blu-ray, which is so weird. You would never see that now. And the case is like a DVD case, so I just put it with the DVDs, but it is actually a Blu-ray. Beauty and the Beast, one of, if not my favorite Disney movie. Benchwarmers, a little bit of Adam Sandler humor, a little bit of a worse movie, but I like it. Big Daddy, always rewatch it with my wife, one of our favorite Adam Sandler films. I think it has the kid from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody in it, I forget which one. Black Swan, phenomenal film. I do intend to get on Blu-ray at some point. The Blind Side. My wife likes this movie. I don't. I think it's weird. I've always felt that about the movie. Like, something about it is just odd, or the story. I know it's based off a true story. And then recently some stuff came out about that whole thing. So do your own research. I don't know, but I think I might have been right about this. It's just a weird thing. It's a good movie, but just strange. Borat. Very much my humor. It's a shame that the new Borat was not nearly as good. I think this type of movie is just a thing of the past. Bowfinger and Bucket List. Have not seen either of these. I do intend to at some point because I really like Steve Martin. Castaway. I love this film. Another one that I do intend to get on Blu-ray at some point. I will say this though. I have a new 4K player, and it has upscaling. So it's a Panasonic. It uses this special chip, and it upscales the DVDs to 4K. Now, it's not like a 4K Blu-ray, but it's pretty good. It's shockingly good, in my opinion, how much it cleans up the DVD and makes it, like, less motivating for me to upgrade, I guess, to Blu-ray. So I still will do it because there's still a difference, but I feel like I kind of revived my DVD collection a little bit, so I'm kind of cool with that. You know, at least they're watchable. So Castaway, you know Castaway. Catch Me If You Can, great movie. I think I found this in a bin recently. Actually, it's still sealed because I didn't have it. I thought, why not? I know it's DVD, but it's fine. Cheaper by the Dozen 1 and 2. I love these movies. My wife and I both do. It always gets you in the feels. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Why do I own this twice? Well, I'm stupid. I don't know. I always think I don't have movies, but we have it 2 times, but it is really funny. Is it worth owning twice? Absolutely not. Is it worth owning once? Maybe. Probably not. Cinderella Story. That's my wife's. I don't watch that, I swear. Click. I love this movie. This is maybe my favorite Adam Sandler movie. I've run into people. This is polarizing, by the way. So half the people I've talked to about this have said that they find this to be sort of like cringy because of the tone shifts, because it's funny and then it's dramatic and then it's sad and like none of it lands right. That's their words, not mine. In my opinion, for an Adam Sandler movie, and maybe it's because I go in with that mindset, this gets it all right. Like no other Adam movie really has been able to, I think. It makes you feel everything. And I don't know. It's just so good. That's my opinion. You've probably seen it. You probably have your own opinion, but that's how I feel about it. Ultimate Dirty Dancing. This is a classic and one that I do want to upgrade at some point, but I've always kind of liked this version of the movie and the slipcover. It's the Ultimate Edition, and it comes with this really nice like frosted cover I've always liked. Definitely watched this many times. Now, speaking of Patrick Swayze, and this might seem strange that this made me think of him, but he's in the movie as kind of a weird guy, to be honest. But another movie that isn't up here that I wanted to talk about, and I know it's somewhere, is Donnie Darko. Phenomenal movie, one of my favorites. It has Jake Gyllenhaal, really young Jake Gyllenhaal with Patrick Swayze in it. It's just such a weird film, but it's so perfect. And I wanted to talk about it, but it just dawned on me that I don't have it up here, which is fine. But what I do have is Dragon Ball Z. So it's Dragon Ball Z Kai, the whole thing on DVD. I would like to upgrade this at some point, but to be totally honest with you, I don't know if it's something about animation or, you know, what the reason is, but you can tell I haven't watched the Boo Saga on here because I don't really like it that much, but the first few discs here up to the Cell Saga, basically, I have watched, and they look really good. And like I said, I don't know if it's because it's animation. Maybe the upscaler on my player does a little better on like the simple colors of animation versus real life. I don't know. So I haven't been super motivated to upgrade it because it's very watchable. But at some point I will, because it is one of my favorite series of all time, despite me knowing it's not perfect. I love it. I love every second of it. All right, anyone who is around the same age as me, you watched this movie growing up, I promise you, and it had every emotion you could want. The Drake and Josh Hollywood movie, okay? Do I watch it still? No, but I like it, okay? Okay, we're taking a field trip here. I have, very proud of this. So we got the Rifleman movies. Not movies, show. We got the Rifleman show. My dad and I really enjoyed watching this. It's an old Western, but it is like on the level of Gunsmoke. You know, it's one of the best. And I was so excited when we were at a flea market recently, and we found the entire, or not the entire show, but basically seasons 1 through 4, which is pretty good. I got it for $10. I mean, that's like unheard of, you know? Like I looked on eBay trying to find this series, and it's a lot more, especially for a complete set like this. So I'll get the rest, but I was super excited about that. And then I have a Sherlock Holmes set here as well. Okay, and then we got Gone with the Wind. I actually have not seen this film. My wife's grandfather, this was his favorite movie, and I know that it's bad that I haven't seen it. It's a classic, but we were in an antique shop, and they just had this sitting there, and I felt like I had to get it, you know, just to commemorate him, and also the fact that, you know, my wife likes the movie, and I want to watch it at some point too. So just a really cool piece, though. It's like velvet red. It's kind of crazy. Eraser. This is a great Arnold movie, a great action flick, one that I have not seen for a long time, but I remember liking it, and as you can see, I found it for $3. And yes, it's DVD, but whatever. And then From Dusk Till Dawn. Love this movie. Rewatched it many, many times. I think it's a perfect movie. It's a Robert Rodriguez film, and it has Quentin Tarantino in it with George Clooney, but Quentin Tarantino is just this weird guy, just a freak, you know, in the movie, and he plays it so scarily well, and I just enjoy it. I don't know why. It's just a seedy, vampire, weird movie that I really like, and it's on DVD. I don't care to upgrade it either because, I don't know, it kind of fits the vibe of the movie. Face Off. If you want Nicolas Cage cranked up to maximum, this is it, okay? When he's himself, he's crazy, and then when he acts like he's John Travolta, he's crazier. And then when John Travolta tries to be Nicolas Cage, it's pretty wild as well. So it's such a good time. Face Off. Fiddler on the Roof, a classic, great musical. By the way, if you're curious why I'm disappearing and then showing up with movies now, it's because they're on my other shelf and I don't feel like turning my camera. But yes, one of my favorite musicals of all time. Beautiful story. You know Fiddler. It's fine to have it on DVD. I don't need to upgrade it. Yes, I disappeared again into the void to grab a movie from my other shelf. The Godfather Collection. I think this looks really cool. I will get that sticky stuff off. I got this actually recently at an antique store. They wanted $10 for it, and all the discs are perfect. Yes, it's DVD, but I think the set looks really, really nice. It sort of has like a leather look to it, and has all 3 movies in there. So you gotta have it. The cat father gotta have the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? Leaving Las Vegas is one of my favorite movies of all time. Anybody that knows me is sick of hearing about it, but in my opinion, it's a perfect film. It's a hard to watch film. And for many people, it's a forgotten film. But Nicolas Cage won an Oscar for his performance in this movie. Him and Elizabeth Shue have the weirdest romance ever. It's based off a book. Nicolas Cage is an alcoholic. She's a prostitute. It's a weird movie, but honest to God, it is like super touching, fantastic performances. Everything about it is so good in such a weird way. Love this movie. If you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, definitely revisit it. It's phenomenal and very hard to find on Blu-ray, by the way. Lethal Weapon Complete Series. This was a pretty cool find. Also got this at that same antique store. Again, I think it was even less. Yeah, $5 on there. I got it for $5. Whole thing on DVD. Super excited about it. Really cool box set. Master and Commander. This is an underrated film, and actually one that I don't hear many people talk about, but it's one of my favorite Russell Crowe movies, and it's one that I do have the Blu-ray of, I think, but I can't find it. So here's the DVD. I've had this for a long time, and if you haven't seen it, there's a chance you haven't. Check it out. Little Miss Sunshine, one of me and my wife's favorite films. Stephen Carell plays this like depressed guy in it, and the whole thing is just about this family road trip, basically. So it's a very basic premise, but like all good movies, it's what they do with it, and the character development and all the touching moments. It's a very realistic view into humanity, and I don't know. It's just also just a good time. So check that out when you feel like going on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster ride. And you know who's in it? Paul Dano. He's like a kid in this movie. But you know from the Riddler in the new Batman film. Definitely check it out. Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, Little Fockers. Yeah, it's okay. Never been super into these movies, but got it triple pack from Walmart budget bin for whatever, a couple bucks probably. Yeah, they're okay. National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Very good film. I really enjoyed it since I was a kid into being an adult. I think it's great. I don't know if they made a new one or something, or if they're making one, but you can't change this. This is the best. Navy SEALs. This is a forgotten movie, but well, actually one that I kind of forgot about a little bit too. But you have you have Charlie Sheen, Michael Biehn, and they're Navy SEALs, and what may seem like a low-budget action flick is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated, most entertaining action movies that most people don't have in their memory. You even have Bill Paxton in this film. I don't know if you can see it, but they have all of them on the back there. This is one that I hope they put on Blu-ray at some point. I don't think a Blu-ray release has ever happened for this movie, but I wish it would, kind of to refresh people's memory about it, because I've always been a big fan of it. The Outsiders, one of my favorite movies of all time. Stay gold. I love it. You should love it. Everyone should love it. Objectively. Is that extreme enough? Okay. Old school, pretty funny movie. We got Ocean's 11, classic. And this, I don't know what this is. I have not watched it. Perks of Being a Wallflower, a movie that my wife introduced me to. I think she has a really good taste for those sort of like a little bit hard to watch dramas in a way where they like make decisions that you're not expecting, or that are pretty adult, especially like she watched these as a kid, I think. But I enjoyed this a lot, and you got the Flash, Ezra Miller over here before he went insane. Great movie though. It's really it's a coming of age, but without hiding the ugly parts, I guess I would say, and highly recommend it. Phantom of the Opera with Gerard Butler. It is maybe not the best version of Phantom, but I thought it was pretty good. I enjoy this movie, and Gerard Butler actually did it with no background in singing. He learned to sing just to do this role. So it's pretty impressive that he's able to pull it off, and it's a good movie overall. And I've always loved the music of Phantom, so I've always enjoyed this film for sure. You can tell we're getting more into my wife's area here, but I'm pulling out a few that I do like as well that I have something to say about. We have a Blu-ray version of this, but I think, again, I don't know where it is, but we have the DVD here as well. Romeo and Juliet with Leo. It's like the modern day version. Not a movie I really enjoy, but maybe it's a little nostalgic. I don't know. The story's fine, but I just find it weird that it's modern day, and had to watch this in school, so bad memories. Now, for the magnum opus of film, right? For the pinnacle, the peak that humanity's never quite been able to reach again in terms of filmmaking, we have Shrek. See, Shrek lives in infamy in all of our minds because of the impact it had on society, okay? And then you got School of Rock. Good movie, but Shrek, I mean, just look at it. Tactical Force, the other pinnacle of film. I don't want to take anything away from Tactical Force. No, okay. I can't even say that with a straight face. My buddy and I used to watch this movie to make fun of it. You just have Steve Austin in it, being Steve Austin. I don't know. It's just so bad. It is so freaking bad, and I love every second of it. And then you got Spy Kids. Grew up watching this. I like all of them. I think there's like 3 of them. So, yeah. Okay, Terminator 1. Like I said earlier, I have a actual Blu-ray of Terminator 1 somewhere, but had this lying around. This is really old. DVD plus Blu-ray. You don't see that too often anymore. I think that's when Blu-ray was first coming out, and people were buying DVDs, and they're like, oh, by the way, you get a Blu-ray. It's hard to imagine now, but that's what this was. I love this film. I've always loved it. I think that it has, in my opinion, the slightest edge over T2, but I don't want to take anything away from either movie. They're both perfect. I just prefer the first one. I love this film. Okay, so that's really about it for my Blu-ray collection. Like I said, for right now, that's what I have out. As I've alluded to a couple of times, I've had a lot going on, a lot of life changes, just constant change, which isn't my favorite thing. But it's been good and it's been bad in different ways. And one of the side effects of that is that I have a lot of Blu-rays, a lot of media in places where I'm not quite sure where it is, in a box here and there. But this is the best I could do for now. I got my little setup, got some shelves going here, and I just wanted to give a quick update, because a lot of these Blu-rays that I happen to have on the shelf right now are newer finds for me that I haven't filmed, so I figured I'd show it. But if you stuck through to this point, you know, good for you. That's pretty good. I'm sweating over here going through more than I thought I had, and it's really not all of them. So that's I have a problem. But it's really nice to be back. I've had a lot of changes, one of them being moving a couple of times. We were between apartments and just had a lot of problems with the one apartment we were in, and we had to move all our stuff, and then we were in a house for a little bit, and then now we actually purchased our first house, and that's where we are now. So I feel much more settled. I feel like inside I can make a YouTube video right now, and I'm pretty happy about that. You know, I feel like I'm getting back to my thing a little bit. So, you know, I got my shelves set up again, so I'm feeling good. Got a house, recently got married not too long ago, so very exciting there. Thinking of posting the wedding video, but I just haven't done it yet. I wanted to edit it a little bit before I posted it on the channel, but probably will do that just to share it. And yeah, best day of my life, honestly. And, you know, so like I said, really a lot of good and bad, but some of the best moments of my life have happened since since I was last on a video, but did that, and I've been switching jobs a few times, so my schedule's been pretty crazy, and I'm just trying to balance things, with YouTube, with still enjoying movies as well, because part of my love of making the videos is also seeing a lot of movies, and I haven't been able to do that recently. But I appreciate you sticking through the whole Blu-ray collection, all my DVDs and everything. Hey, it's only gonna grow, for better or for worse. So I'll do my best to record videos of, if I get new Blu-rays as well, or maybe once I find some of the other ones, I'll do an update. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It's nice to be back, and yeah, look forward to more. I want to post more videos soon. See ya.